So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Mr. WrestleMania, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have been waiting for this one. But even though Shawn Michaels is formerly known as Mr. WrestleMania, you actually look at this guy's record. And first of all, he has a total matches of 17 matches, 6 wins, and 11 losses. Ouch. But why is Shawn Michaels still the hero of WrestleMania? Well, it's pretty simple because no matter what Shawn Michaels is, you want to talk about a guy who has had some of the best matches in WrestleMania history. That alone just makes Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania, because you think of amazing WrestleMania matches and you think Shawn Michaels. That's why he is formerly known as Mr. WrestleMania. And we kick off his year, part of the Rockers, at WrestleMania 5. He loses to the Twin Towers in a pretty okay-ish match. Not the most memorable one, but it was alright. Really wish that the Rockers would have won it, but guess not. WrestleMania 6, they take on the Orient Express in a slightly weird, slightly different match because it ends by countout, which fucks it up. But Orient Express and the Rockers have really good chemistry. Why was this match not better than I should have expected? It's pretty freaking weird. But he finally gets a win at WrestleMania 7 against the Barbarian and Haku. And at the time, the Rockers weren't between WrestleMania 7 and WrestleMania 8. The Rockers split up, and that led to Shawn Michaels being on his own and being this sexy boy gimmick. And he ends up taking on Tito Santana and beating Tito Santana because, come on, Shawn Michaels got to beat somebody at one point. And it was a okay match. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. It could have been better. Hell yeah. When you hear Tito Santana, Shawn Michaels, you could expect something a million times better. But WrestleMania 9, he has the match of the night against Tatanka, but he loses by countout, so he's still the Intercontinental Champion. But Tatanka gets a victory against Shawn Michaels. Why? There's the best match of WrestleMania 9, but ain't saying much because even this match was kind of weird and oddly paced for the most part. I didn't think this match was that great. And honestly, WrestleMania 9 wasn't great at all. However, WrestleMania 10, this is where he got his name, Mr. WrestleMania, when he took on Razor Ramon in the second ever ladder match, I believe. Even though it's the second ever ladder match, it's possibly the most memorable ladder match of all time. You think of classic ladder matches, you think of Dudley's, Hardy's, and Edge and Christian. You think of Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. You think the Hardys versus the World's Greatest Tag Team. Well, I think of that. Not a lot of people think about that match. You think of other guys, but the one that will always stand out for me and everybody else will be Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10. People would say this is the match of the night. Personally, I still give it to Owen Hart and Bret Hart. But, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels had a really great story going into it. First of all, Shawn Michaels was injured, and he comes back saying, I'm the original Intercontinental Champion, not this poser Razor Ramon. He didn't deserve to be the Intercontinental Champion because I'm still technically the Intercontinental Champion. And the only way to win it is because, it's a ladder match. You have, this wasn't your technical, 17 ladders. I like that they stuck to one ladder. Shawn Michaels had that big moment where he lands on Razor Ramon. There was an epic botch in this match where Razor Ramon tries to pull down Shawn Michaels, but he pulls down his freaking tights and his ass is showing. But either way, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon had an amazing match. 5 stars all the way. Come on. How can you not say this is 5 stars? This is just a match that people will go back and say it's a classic nonetheless. And Razor Ramon won. When I heard about this match in the beginning, when people were talking about it when I was younger, I always believed that Shawn Michaels won the match. But then when I watched it, I'm like, oh, Razor won. Which is good because, Razor Ramon being the face, a face standing tall. Shawn Michaels being the cocky heel that he is. And he got stuck on the ropes, which is another bonus for me. This match is just a fantastic ladder match. The greatest ladder match of all time. Recognize, people. as John Cena would say. Now, WrestleMania 11, another one of those shitty WrestleManias, but he had the best match of the night as well. Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, and basically at the time, Diesel and Shawn Michaels were a team, but then they break up, and then they have this match. Honestly, the best thing about WrestleMania 11, it was a really good match. Not match of the year, definitely not that. But it was good for what it was. I definitely could see why people don't like the match with the epic botch of Shawn Michaels or Kevin Nash in the jackhammer powerbomb, or whatever the fuck it was called. The powerbomb, and then Shawn Michaels landing on his knees and then falling like face back. But I mean, it was still a good match, and Diesel got the victory, which it's kind of great for him, Shawn Michaels standing, not being stood up, But at WrestleMania 12, this was where the boyhood dream has come to life. Yes, he beats Bret the Hitman Hart in an Iron Man match, possibly the longest match in WrestleMania history by default. But I know a lot of people don't like the match. I talked about this during my Bret Hart Heroes of WrestleMania. But I liked the match. It wasn't 5 stars. It was overly long. But I mean, what can you? It's really hard to actually try to carry an hour long match. And I actually like the concept of having Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart not pinning or making each other tap out until the very end. They go overtime, which is a really interesting thing that they could have done, and it was a really good thing. So I'll give it 4 3/4 because it did a lot of good things that I enjoyed, but for the most part, there was some parts where it just kind of it was so damn slow and boring at some points. Hell, Diesel 101 Raw. I don't know if you like them, Diesel 101 Raw. If you're watching this, I'm not 100% if you like the match or hate the match. So let me know, because I don't really know if you truly hate the match or truly like the match. I mean, I don't know if you think it's even okay. I really enjoy it, but I don't. I agree with you. It's not the best thing in the whole world. I mean, it's not a flawless match. I mean, when it comes to an Iron Man match, you want to have these two guys beating the crap out of each other. But then again, you can't really carry an Iron Man match that well. But you can't deny that this was a big moment for Shawn Michaels. The first time he becomes a WWE champion. And I'm not even talking about the entrance. Remember that entrance with Shawn Michaels coming from the crowd and just flying over? That was just really fucking cool. That was just amazing. That moment was well done. But at WrestleMania 13, he leaves because he broke his smile. And Stone Cold had to do his job, do his dirty laundry. And it's a big win for Stone Cold. It could have been you, Shawn. Could have been you. Shawn Michaels at the time was very political around 1997, but 1998 he got his karma back because he took on Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Royal Rumble winner, and then they with special guest enforcer, the baddest man on the planet, Iron Mike Tyson, and that's hurting my voice. But that was just good. Mike Tyson joining DX. Mike Tyson helped this match be what it is today. A big-ass classic. I mean, without Mike Tyson, I don't know. I mean, this match would have still been really good, but Mike Tyson was a big part of this match. And then him joining DX was brilliant. But then Mike Tyson giving the fast count to friggin' Stone Cold, and Stone Cold having his moment, and the Austin era continues. But this is the end for Shawn Michaels, because after this he leaves and it's over for Shawn Michaels until WrestleMania 19. So WrestleMania 15 he was at WrestleMania, but I don't really remember what he did because I haven't seen that show in a while. WrestleMania 16 no showing, WrestleMania 17 no showing, WrestleMania 18 as well. But you know what, WrestleMania 19 he comes back and has a really incredible match with Chris Jericho. First of all, Chris Jericho has always dreamed, he's always been admired by Shawn Michaels' work in the ring, and he wants to prove to Shawn Michaels that he could be just as good or better. this is the one match that I would have chosen Shawn Michaels to lose to Chris Jericho, but I don't mind Shawn Michaels winning because, I mean, I really love the match. It's a 5-star classic. Personally, one of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. It was just really well done, and Chris Jericho has admitted that this is his favorite match ever that he's ever done, and it's up there as one of the classics because it was just really well told story, a really well interesting match, and the whole turning of like Shawn Michaels giving a handshake to Chris Jericho, but then Jericho low blows him, showing that Chris Jericho is like not done with Shawn Michaels. Granted, we didn't get more matches until like 2008, but hell, I will always choose that this is my favorite Jericho Michaels match. Give me a second. I need to plug this computer. And we're back. So WrestleMania 19, he had a 5-star classic. But what does he do at WrestleMania 20? He takes on Triple H for the World Championship in a triple threat match. Triple H tapped out. Really weird. Shawn Michaels gets thrown over the ring. He's bleeding like a motherfucker. Triple H taps out, and then I guess the world title was vacated. I'm kidding, you guys. I know that is a triple threat between Michaels, Benoit, and Triple H. Now, Shawn Michaels' role in this match was different than usually. We all knew Shawn Michaels wasn't gonna win. Either Benoit was gonna get his big moment, or Triple H was going to go over. That's what's going to happen. But Shawn Michaels is kind of like the guy that like kind of carried the match. Because I definitely did not want to see Triple H and Benoit because it would just be a bunch of suplexes and pedigrees. Shawn Michaels is the guy that could kind of bring into it. And plus, Shawn Michaels has yet to beat Triple H. This could have been like his opportunity to try to beat him. I mean, he beat him at SummerSlam 2002. But, you know, he's been trying to beat him for the World Championship at least. But he didn't, and he gets entered into a triple threat match, which was incredible. Benoit having his moment, but you know, Triple H finally losing, and then Michaels, you know, even though we didn't think he was gonna win, it was still a good moment for him, nonetheless. So, no, like 5 stars, like for this match, a really good triple threat match, the best triple threat match of all time, and again, it involves Shawn Michaels, so. Shawn Michaels is in my favorite ladder match of all time and my favorite triple threat of all time, both happening at WrestleMania. So good job for Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 21, he had another 5-star classic against Kurt Angle. This feud began at the Royal Rumble when Kurt Angle gets eliminated by Michaels. Kurt Angle comes back to eliminate Michaels. The feud continues. This is an interpromotional match for those of you who do not know what that is. It was basically a main event talent from Raw that didn't have anything to do with a main event guy from SmackDown that didn't have anything to do. So we got Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels in a really damn good match. You talk about a dream match come to life. And this is the beginning of Shawn Michaels no longer being in tights. This is where he had like the long saggy pants, and this is the beginning of that. And it was a really good match, and Kurt Angle makes Shawn Michaels tap out. A rightful guy who deserves. If anybody need, let me get my head straight. If Shawn Michaels needed to tap out of someone, it had to be Kurt Angle. It's just there. Out of anybody, he needed to tap out. But at WrestleMania 22, you know, he could have gone somewhere big, but he ends up taking on Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Mr. WrestleMania versus the creator of WrestleMania. That alone is really good. As far as the match goes, it was not the match of the year, no matter what the Slammies try to tell you. But, I mean, it was mainly Vince trying to do anything to beat Shawn Michaels with Shane interfering, the Spirit Squad interfering. But I will always remember that moment of Shawn Michaels standing on the ladder. Well, first of all, Vince is on they put a trash can over his head, and then he's on a table. And then Shawn Michaels does the DX, you know, teasing that DX will come back. And, you know, he lands on a table. He throws himself to a table, and Shawn Michaels beats Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Really good story. The match itself, I mean, it was kind of hard to, like, kind of carry Vince to a good-ass match. Personally, I would have done Shane versus Michaels because Vince is this guy that doesn't like to wrestle. So I would have... Because Shane and Michaels could have a really good match. If you don't believe me, go watch their Saturday night main event match. That was a really good match. I would have had that match instead. But I'm still okay with it. I mean, definitely no match of the year, but then again, it's a really good match. But then originally we were gonna get at WrestleMania 23, it was gonna be Triple H and John Cena for the second main event in a row, second time in the main event, and then it was Battle of the Billionaires, Donald Trump and Shawn Michaels were gonna team up, which fucking thank God it never happened. And Booker T and Vince McMahon, King Booker, if anything. It could have been a really good match. Definitely no WrestleMania caliber match. I'm sorry for those who will hate me for saying that, but it sounds like a good ass SummerSlam match or a good ass like match on like a mid card pay per view. WrestleMania, I mean, actually at WrestleMania I wouldn't mind that match. I just don't want Shawn Michaels teaming up with Trump. Let's get that shit straight. It could have been a really good match, but instead we got Cena and Michaels, which is another really good match. I love this match a lot. Definitely not as good as the Raw match where Shawn Michaels beats Cena. But this match is really good, except for the ending, which was, of course, Michaels tapping out to Cena. Wow. Why the fuck would Cena tap out? Why the fuck would Cena make Michaels tap out? And at the time, John Cena made everybody tap out, which is stupid. But, I mean, why Shawn Michaels? Why? But, Shawn Michaels ended up getting a big win at WrestleMania 24. He ended the career of Ric Flair. You could tell Ric Flair was like done with wrestling. You know, he's tired, he's old, he should retire already and not go to TNA. But instead, Shawn Michaels, people will always remember this moment of Shawn Michaels being, I'm sorry, I love you, and hits the sweet chin music on Ric Flair, ending Ric Flair's career. But you could tell Ric Flair was hanging on there for dear life, hoping that he would still stay in the company. And it was a really good match. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I think this is pretty good, a 5-star match. Definitely not a match that I will go back and rewatch, but you can't deny that it is 5 stars because Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. First of all, Ric Flair's last WWE match ever, which should have been the real ending of Ric Flair's career, not this bullshit TNA nonsense. But Shawn Michaels taking out Ric Flair, pretty sad ass moment, but it's something Shawn Michaels had to do, and he didn't even want to do it. That's what makes it more unique for WrestleMania. And honestly, that should have been the main event of WrestleMania. I like Edge and Undertaker main eventing WrestleMania. Definitely better than Triple H, Orton, and Cena. But this was one of those matches that deserved the main event. And now we get to a match I've been wanting to talk about. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Mania 25. What a good fucking match. Honestly, this match just showed me that wrestling is good. This is one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. I wish the story was better. I really do wish the story was slightly better. I'll say this, but the commentary was great. The entrances was great. Everything about this was beautifully done. It was just a really good match. This is the beginning of the whole Shawn Michaels people kicking out of the tombstones. Shawn Michaels made that unique. And I will always remember that moment of Undertaker hitting the tombstone. He's holding Undertaker for the pin, but then he kicks out. But I'll always remember Jim Ross going, and a kick out, and a kick out, and a kick out. That was just really good moment. But Undertaker eventually does beat Shawn Michaels in a classic match. A lot of people say this is the greatest match of all time. I agree to an extent because nothing will top me being there. Because we have the rematch, Shawn Michaels was so close to beating the streak of Undertaker, but he didn't. He failed, and he had another chance to do it again, this time putting his career on the line. And Shawn Michaels has his last match at WrestleMania, rightfully so, because despite being there live, this is my favorite match of all time. Him, Taker, Michaels, Mania 26. What a good match. Just showing that Shawn Michaels this time he's not fucking around. He will beat the Undertaker, and hell, he could have won and I would have been happy, but Undertaker, the streak continues. Shawn Michaels retires. Sad moment for Shawn Michaels, and the perfect way to end the career of Shawn Michaels, and that is why Shawn Michaels is the hero of WrestleMania. because he had the best matches in WrestleMania history. I look at all these matches, and some of them are 5 stars. Look at all these matches that he had, like classics. Forget about the Rockers for once. Just think about like from WrestleMania 10 to now. I mean, like Razor Ramon, Chris Jericho, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Chris Benoit, Triple H, countless matches. Hell, even Vincent Kennedy McMahon, John Cena. All of those matches were amazing. And that's why Shawn Michaels is definitely Mr. WrestleMania, because he has some of the greatest matches I have ever seen at WrestleMania. Plus, he retired Ric Flair, and he retired at WrestleMania. Big given. As much as I want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle again, I could live with it, because that was the best way to end the career of any other superstar. So, rightfully so, Shawn Michaels, definitely a hero of WrestleMania. If I had to pick my favorite match, easily his last one, because he gave us one last great match. I was there. It was just really good. And then Undertaker ending the career, and then at the end, them giving each other handshakes. It was just beautifully done. Well-rounded. A fucking great moment, great match. Worst match, it's hard to pick, but if I had to choose one, probably the one with Tito Santana, just because it could have been better, if not one of the Rockers matches, whichever one you want to choose. Hell, the Tatanka match, I don't care, but fuck, Shawn Michaels had a lot of great matches at Mania, and that is why he is rightfully known as a hero of WrestleMania. Till next time, it's me, the ALE, Double X, Prince. The next guy I'll be talking about, there's 3 more guys I'm going to be talking about. The next guy, you may know him as the Texas Rattlesnake. Leave it at that. Until next time, peace. Hell no, that's not my ending. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. No peace, because until then, I'm out.